Welcome back to the channel JF Coin Lovers, Collectors, and Treasure Hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about and highly searched coins in the United States. The 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a small piece of copper that has captured the attention of collectors across America and beyond. You might have a few of these lying around in your drawers, in an old jar, or maybe tucked away in an album. But what if I told you that some of these 1980 Lincoln pennies can be worth hundreds of dollars, even up to $442 or more depending on condition, rarity, and mint errors? Yes, that's right. A simple 1-cent coin from 1980, carrying the letter D just below the year, could be a hidden treasure worth far more than its face value. So grab your magnifying glass, stay tuned till the very end, because we are going to uncover the full history, design secrets, minting details, collector demand, market value, and special error varieties that make this coin so special in the world of numismatics. Segment 1. The origin and history of the 1980 Lincoln cent. Let's start with a bit of history, because every coin has a story. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the beloved 16th President of the United States. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of a symbolic image, and ever since that moment, it became one of the most iconic coins in American history. Fast forward to the year 1980, a year when America was facing economic challenges, rising inflation, and changes in metal prices. The Denver Mint was one of the key facilities producing these 1-cent coins, marked with the D Mint mark. Each penny was struck from a copper alloy of 95% copper and 5% zinc, making it one of the last years before the major metal composition change that happened just 2 years later in 1982, when pennies switched to copper-plated zinc to reduce production costs. That means your 1980 penny isn't just an old coin, it's a last-generation copper penny, heavier, richer in color, and more durable than today's modern zinc ones. This detail alone adds to its charm and collectability. Segment 2. The design and artistic details. The 1980 Lincoln penny features the classic bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, a talented sculptor whose initials, VDB, can still be found under Lincoln's shoulder. This timeless portrait has been part of American coinage for more than a century. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the earlier wheat ear design in 1959. And if you look closely with a magnifier, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, a beautiful detail many people never notice. Around the top, the word, United States of America, arches proudly, while the words, E pluribus unum, remind us of the nation's unity. At the bottom, 1 cent, boldly marks the coin's denomination. Every part of this coin tells a story of American pride, design excellence, and historical continuity. Segment 3. The 1980 Mint mark and production details. Now, what makes the 1980 special? The letter D stands for the Denver Mint in Colorado, one of the major U.S. mint facilities. In 1980, the Denver Mint struck 5.1 billion Lincoln cents. Yes, billions, which means the coin isn't rare by mintage numbers alone. However, within that massive production run, there are rare varieties and mint errors that turn ordinary pennies into valuable collectibles. Let's talk about some of those incredible and exciting varieties. Segment 4. Valuable varieties and rare errors. Collectors go wild for error coins, those accidental mistakes made during minting that turn a normal coin into something truly special. For the 1980 Lincoln cent, several error types have been found. Double die obverse, DDO. Some 1980 pennies show doubling on the date, mint mark, or lettering like Liberty or In God We Trust. Under magnification, the letters may appear slightly shadowed or thicker, a clear sign of doubling. These can fetch anywhere from $100 to over $400 depending on the clarity and grade. Off-center strike. When the coin is struck slightly off from the center, it creates a crescent-shaped blank area on one side. Depending on how dramatic the error is, these can bring $50 to $250 or more at auction. Die cracks and cuds. These are raised lines or blobs of metal caused by cracks in the minting dies. Some collectors love these, flaws, because they tell the story of worn machinery and human imperfection in the minting process. By error. This is a small die break between the letters B and E in Liberty, creating what looks like an extra letter I. These quirky errors can easily sell for $10 to $40, depending on condition. So if you've got a 1980 penny, grab a magnifying glass or a microscope and take a close look. You might have one of these ultra-valuable error varieties hiding in your change. Segment 5. Market value and current prices. Now, let's talk money, because that's what everyone wants to know. How much is a 1980 Lincoln penny worth today? Well, for most circulated coins, the ones that have been used in everyday transactions, the value is typically around 2 to 5 cents due to the copper content. But for coins in mint state condition, the value increases significantly. A mint state 1980 penny graded MS65 read by PCGS or NGC can easily sell for $20 to $40. A superb gem example in MS67 red can bring $200 to $350. And the highest graded examples, with ultraluster and perfect strike quality, have sold for $442 or more at auction. Yes, a single penny sold for that much. Collectors pay a premium for coins that have deep red color, full strike details, and no scratches or discoloration. Even small differences in surface condition can mean a difference of hundreds of dollars in value. Segment 6. How to check and preserve your coin. If you want to check your coin's potential, handle it carefully. Hold it by the edges to avoid fingerprints, and never clean it. Cleaning can actually destroy a coin's numismatic value. Use a soft cloth or gloves if possible, and examine the coin under a bright light with magnification. If your coin looks brand new, with sharp details, no spots, and that bright red shine, it might be worth sending to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can dramatically boost its market value because collectors trust professionally graded coins. Once graded, store your coin in a protective case, coin flip, or holder. Keep it in a cool, dry place away from humidity and air exposure. Remember, condition is everything in the coin world. Segment 7. Why the 1980 Lincoln penny is so popular. So why is the 1980 Lincoln cent gaining so much attention lately? Partly because it's part of the late copper era, and copper pennies are becoming increasingly collectible. With metal prices rising and collectors seeking coins from the transition years before 1982, these 1980 and 1981 pennies are now being recognized for their long-term potential. The 1980D is especially desirable because Denver-struck coins often have sharper details and higher survival rates, which means it's easier to find them in high grades. Still, gem-quality coins are few, and demand from collectors continues to grow. Segment 8. The legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny is more than just small change. It's a living symbol of American history. From the wheat ears of 1909 to the memorial design of 1959, and later to the Union Shield in 2010, this coin has carried the spirit of Abraham Lincoln and the values he stood for: unity, freedom, and perseverance. The 1980D version represents a time when pennies were still mostly made of real copper, a link to the past that modern coins no longer share. Holding one of these in your hand is like holding a piece of American heritage. OUTRO, call to action. So there you have it, the full story of the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a small coin with a big history and even bigger potential value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, always check your change, because treasures can appear where you least expect them. That little brown penny in your jar might just be worth hundreds of dollars. And all it takes is a careful eye and a bit of curiosity to find out. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more detailed coin videos, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into rare US coins that could be hiding right in your pocket. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Your next coin discovery could be the one that changes everything. Would you like me to make a version with YouTube-style voice pauses and emotional storytelling tone, perfect for narration? I can make it sound more cinematic and viral style for maximum audience engagement. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and fascinating coins in American history, the 1997 Lincoln penny, also known as the Ultra Penny. You might not believe it, but some of these tiny 1-cent coins are worth hundreds of dollars today. That's right, a coin that most people overlook, a coin that might be sitting in your pocket right now, could be worth over $442 or even more depending on its condition and rarity. So stay tuned, because in this video we're going to explore everything about the 1997 Lincoln penny, its hidden secrets, its unique minting errors, the fascinating story behind its design, and how collectors are paying big money for this small piece of history. You might want to grab your coin jar after this video, because you'll definitely want to start looking for one of these valuable pennies yourself. History and background. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, has been a symbol of American heritage for over a century. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, this coin became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not a symbolic figure. It replaced the Indian head cent, marking a new era in American coin design. By 1997, the Lincoln penny had already gone through several changes, from the classic wheat-back design to the modern Lincoln Memorial reverse, which appeared from 1959 to 2008. The 1997 Lincoln cent was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies each year. But among those billions, a few special ones, the rare ultra-quality 1997 Lincoln pennies, stood out for their unique features, minting errors, and perfect condition. These rare specimens are what collectors call ultra, or high-grade, coins. They look ordinary at first glance, but when inspected closely, they shine with crisp details, sharp strikes, and mirror-like surfaces. These coins are what every collector dreams of finding in their spare change. The design details. Now let's talk about what makes the 1997 penny so beautiful and timeless. On the obverse, we have the bold and iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. You can see the deep lines in Lincoln's face, the elegant details in his hair and coat, and of course, the famous words, "In God we trust," arched above his head. To the left, you'll find the word, "Liberty." And on the right, the year 1997, a number that could represent either an ordinary penny or a hidden treasure depending on its condition. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the classic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design was created by Frank Gasparo and symbolizes not only Lincoln's legacy but also the strength of American ideals. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, one of the smallest but most impressive details ever featured on a U.S. coin. It's a masterpiece of miniature design and craftsmanship that has amazed collectors for decades. Mint marks and varieties. The 1997 penny was minted at two primary locations, Philadelphia and Denver. If your penny has a small D beneath the year, it was made in Denver. If there's no mint mark at all, it came from Philadelphia. There are also a few special proofs minted in San Francisco with the S mark. Those were made for collectors only. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some 1997 pennies come with special varieties and minting errors that make them extremely valuable. These include double die errors, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchets. For example, a 1997 penny with a strong double die on the obverse can easily fetch hundreds of dollars, and those in perfect uncirculated condition graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can sell for as high as $442 or more. What makes it ultra and valuable? So, what exactly does ultra mean in the world of coin collecting? When experts describe a coin as ultra, they're referring to coins with an exceptionally sharp strike, high luster, and flawless surfaces. These are coins that look like they were made yesterday. No scratches, no dents, no fading. They're graded as MS, mint state, or PR, proof, and can range anywhere from MS65 to MS70, with MS70 being a perfect coin. A 1997 Lincoln penny graded MS69 or MS70 by PCGS can be incredibly valuable because of its rarity and eye appeal. The high level of preservation means it avoided the wear and tear that most pennies experience in circulation. Combine that with the right minting error or die variety, and you've got yourself a coin that's worth hundreds of dollars, sometimes even more. Market value and sales records. Let's talk about the current market value. As of now, a high-grade 1997 Lincoln penny can sell for anywhere between $50 and $442 depending on the quality, mint mark, and grading. Some collectors have paid top dollar for coins with full red luster, what experts call red or full red designations, meaning the copper color remains bright and untouched by time. These coins look stunning under light, and they're the kind of coins that make other collectors jealous. In coin auctions, a few examples of the 1997 Lincoln cent in ultra-mint condition have sold for impressive amounts. A 1997 D Lincoln penny graded MS69RD by PCGS sold for several $100s, while proof versions from the San Francisco Mint have also reached high prices among enthusiasts. That's a huge return for a coin that originally cost just 1 cent. Tips for collectors and viewers. Now, if you're wondering how to find one of these valuable pennies, it's easier than you might think, but it takes patience and a keen eye. Start by checking your pocket change, coin jars, or old coin collections at home. Pay special attention to pennies from 1997 that still have their original red shine. Look at the mint mark, the details on Lincoln's face, and the clarity of the lettering. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling or minting errors. If you find a coin that looks special, don't clean it. Cleaning can damage the surface and lower its value significantly. Instead, keep it safe in a protective coin holder or sleeve, and consider sending it to a professional grading service for evaluation. Once graded, you'll know exactly how much it's worth in the current coin market. The story behind the value, what makes the 1997 penny special, isn't just its value, it's what it represents. It's a reminder that even the smallest things can hold great worth. Every coin has a story, a journey from the mint to the pockets of millions of people across America. Some of these coins survived years of circulation, while a few stayed hidden away, untouched, waiting to be rediscovered by collectors like you. That's the magic of coin collecting. You're not just finding old metal, you're holding a piece of history in your hands. The 1997 Ultra Lincoln penny is a perfect example of that. It's a small, humble coin that carries the face of one of America's greatest presidents and the legacy of over a century of craftsmanship, closing and call to action. So next time you get some change, take a moment to look closely at your pennies. Who knows? You might be holding one of the rarest treasures in the modern U.S. coin world, a 1997 Ultra Lincoln penny worth $442 or even more. If you enjoyed learning about this fascinating coin and its hidden value, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories, hidden treasures, and rare finds. Let's keep the excitement of coin collecting alive, because you never know when your next penny could turn into a small fortune. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Would you like me to make a YouTube description, hashtags, and thumbnail title ideas for this same video too? It'll help your video rank higher and attract more viewers. Today's video is going to absolutely blow your mind because we are going to talk about one of the most surprising and shocking modern coins, the 2015 Lincoln 1-cent coin, also known as the 2015 Lincoln penny. This small copper-colored coin that many people just overlook every single day could actually be worth hundreds of dollars, even up to $442 or more, depending on its condition, mint mark, and rarity features. So if you have some pennies lying around, don't skip this video, because you might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Let's dive deep into the history, design, mint marks, and value secrets of the 2015 Lincoln penny, and find out why some of them are worth far more than just 1 cent. The history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has a long and fascinating history that goes back more than a century. First introduced in 1909, it was designed to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The designer was Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can be found on some early 1909 coins. This was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty. Lincoln's portrait on the obverse side, or the front of the coin, was meant to honor his leadership, his character, and his lasting legacy as one of America's greatest presidents. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has seen several changes, from the original wheat year reverse, 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial design, 1959 to 2008, and then the Union Shield reverse, which began in 2010 and continues today. The 2015 penny belongs to this modern Union Shield series, and although it might look ordinary at first glance, some versions of this coin are extremely valuable. The design of the 2015 Lincoln penny. Let's talk about the design in detail, because that's where the beauty and the mystery of the 2015 penny truly begin. On the obverse, you see the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right, the word liberty to his left, and the year 2015 to his right. Above Lincoln's head, you'll find the motto "I in God We Trust." On the reverse side, you see a strong and detailed Union shield, a symbol of the United States' strength and unity. At the top is the inscription E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. Across the shield is a banner with the word 1 cent, and just below it, the bold inscription United States of America. This shield represents Lincoln's role in preserving the Union during the Civil War, a powerful reminder of his leadership and legacy. Mint marks and their hidden value. Now, the 2015 penny was minted at 3 major locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint mark can affect the value significantly. 2015 no mint mark, Philadelphia common, but rare high-grade versions can be worth a lot. 2015 D, Denver. Some of these coins have special errors that make them extremely valuable. 2015 S, San Francisco proof. These are collector coins with a mirror-like finish, and they can bring premium prices if in perfect condition. Rare errors and varieties worth big money. This is where things get truly interesting. The 2015 Lincoln penny may seem ordinary, but certain error coins are worth hundreds of dollars. Some of these errors are the result of small mistakes during the minting process. But to collectors, those mistakes make the coins rare treasures. Look out for these. Double die obverse, DDO. You might see doubling on the words Liberty, in God We Trust, or even Lincoln's eye or face. These are highly collectible and can be worth $100 to $442 or even more, depending on condition. Off-center strikes. Coins that are not perfectly centered can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s. Die cracks or cuds. These appear as raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. Some collectors pay big money for these unique defects. High-grade coins, even without errors. A perfectly preserved MS-68 or MS-69 red coin graded by PCGS or NGC can bring serious cash, around $200 to $442 or more at auction. Market value and demand. Right now, the coin collecting market is hotter than ever. More people are realizing that modern coins, even ones as recent as 2015, can hold incredible value if they have unique features or are in pristine condition. While a regular circulated 2015 penny is still just 1 cent, an uncirculated, full red example can command much higher prices. Collectors look for shine, no scratches, and a deep, original red luster. Coins like these have sold for over $400 at auctions. Even coins with tiny minting errors can sell for $50 to $200, simply because of collector demand. So it's always worth checking your change, your coin rolls, or even those jars of pennies sitting around your house. How to check if you have a valuable 2015 penny? Check the mint mark. Look just below the year. Do you see a DES or nothing? Inspect for doubling. Use a magnifying glass or coin microscope to see if the letters or numbers look doubled. Check the condition. The shinier and newer your coin looks, the higher the grade and value. Look for errors, off-center strikes, cracks, or missing details are worth investigating. Get it graded. If you think your coin is special, consider sending it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Fun facts about the 2015 Lincoln penny. The penny's composition is 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. the same formula used since 1982. The Union Shield design symbolizes the preservation of the nation, one of Lincoln's greatest accomplishments. Billions of pennies were minted in 2015, but only a small handful have those special characteristics that make them valuable to collectors. Conclusion. So, the next time you find a 2015 penny in your change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. That tiny 1-cent coin could be worth hundreds of dollars if it has the right features: doubling, off-center strikes, or simply a perfect mint condition. Coins like the 2015 Lincoln penny remind us that even the smallest things can hold great value if we take the time to appreciate their history and uniqueness. So grab your magnifying glass, check those jars and pockets, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find your own 2015 ultra-rare Lincoln penny worth up to $442 or more. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video. Thank you for watching, and remember, every coin tells a story, and some tell a story worth hundreds of dollars. Would you like me to make this script longer with extra storytelling, collector interview style, and more excitement for YouTube voiceover delivery, so it sounds more like a viral narration? I can expand it to 2 to 3 times longer with that style if you want. Today we're diving deep into the incredible story, secret value, and shocking worth behind the 2017 1-cent coin. Some of these pennies are turning out to be worth hundreds of dollars, and collectors are rushing to find them. So stay tuned till the end, because this little copper-colored coin might just be sitting in your wallet or coin jar right now, quietly hiding a small fortune. The story of the 2017 Lincoln penny begins in the city of Denver, Colorado, where the United States Mint produced millions of these coins. The D mint mark stands proudly below the date on the obverse side, representing the Denver Mint. At first glance, this penny looks completely ordinary. It features the familiar face of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been an American symbol of strength and freedom for more than a century. But there's a twist. Some of these coins, due to rare minting errors and unique conditions, have become ultra-valuable, selling for hundreds of dollars in the collector market. Let's rewind a little and look at the history of this iconic coin. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse proudly carries Lincoln's portrait with the famous inscription, "In God We Trust." Above his head, Liberty on the left, and the year of minting on the right. On the reverse side, the modern 2017 penny shows the Union Shield, which represents Lincoln's effort to preserve the United States as one union during the Civil War. The shield design replaced the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 2010, symbolizing unity and strength. Now let's talk about the excitement. Why is the 2017 Lincoln penny suddenly worth more than 1 cent? Here's where things get fascinating. In 2017, the Mint produced over 4.3 billion Lincoln cents in Denver alone. But among these billions, there are certain rare varieties and minting errors that make specific coins highly valuable. Some coins were struck with die cracks, double dies, or off-center errors. These minting mistakes, though small, turn an ordinary penny into a collectible treasure. Collectors especially search for the 2017 pennies that show doubling in the inscriptions, Liberty, or In God We Trust. When you hold the coin under bright light or magnification, the letters may appear slightly doubled or distorted. That's what we call a double die error. Such coins have been selling for hundreds of dollars depending on their condition. One of these ultra-rare examples has fetched a jaw-dropping price of over $442 in the coin market, all because of a small minting difference invisible to the naked eye. Now imagine this: you check your pocket change, and there it is, a shiny 2017 penny. You flip it around and notice something odd, maybe a slightly thicker edge or a tiny line through Lincoln's face or the shield on the back. That could be a die crack, and that small mark could increase the value of your penny dramatically. In pristine condition, especially in uncirculated or mint state grades, These coins can sell for far more than their face value. Condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting. The higher the grade, the higher the price. If your 2017 D penny looks like it just came from the mint, with no scratches, no wear, and a sharp, full strike, then you might have a real treasure in your hands. Coin grading agencies like PCGS or NGC evaluate coins from grades MS60 to MS70, where MS70 is a perfect mint state coin. A 2017 D penny in MS67 or higher could easily reach hundreds of dollars at auction, especially if it features a visible mint error. But there's more. Many collectors love the 2017 D penny not just for its value, but for its story. This coin represents the modern chapter of a coin that began more than a century ago, a coin that's seen wars, technological revolutions, and the evolution of America itself. From the wheat pennies of the early 1900s to the memorial design and now the shield reverse, the Lincoln cent has survived as a constant piece of history that everyone can hold in their hands. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of legacy, a tribute to Lincoln's vision of unity and equality. So why are collectors paying so much attention to modern pennies like the 2017 D? Because these newer coins, though mass-produced, often hide unnoticed minting errors that make them stand out. The key is rarity. Even one unique flaw in billions of coins makes that single penny a treasure. The $442 examples were sold because collectors identified such rare details, the kind of imperfections that turn a 1-cent coin into a star in the coin collecting world. If you want to find one of these rare 2017 D Ultra Lincoln pennies, start by checking your pocket change, your coin jars, and any old rolls of pennies. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to inspect details like the lettering, the date, and the mint mark. Look closely at Lincoln's eye, mouth, or the edges of the shield for signs of doubling or small die breaks. Sometimes, even a small line or chip can make the difference between a regular penny and one worth hundreds of dollars. Collectors also look for coins that are off-center, meaning the design is not properly aligned during the strike. These coins can have part of the design missing on one side, which can drastically increase value. Another feature to watch for is planchet errors, where the coin was struck on an imperfect metal blank. These unusual mistakes are rare but highly valuable when found on modern coins like the 2017 D penny. Over time, as fewer of these coins remain in perfect condition, the value is likely to rise. Many people spend them without realizing their worth, but smart collectors hold on to them, knowing that rarity increases with every passing year. Some experts predict that pristine, error-free 2017 D pennies in top grades could be worth even more in the future as collectors continue to search for the finest examples. So next time you see a penny, don't just think of it as small change. That tiny coin might be a hidden gem. The 2017 D Lincoln penny tells a story of history, precision, and unexpected value. From a symbol of unity under Abraham Lincoln to a modern collectible that fascinates numismatists, this 1-cent coin proves that sometimes, even the smallest things can be worth a fortune. Keep checking your change, look closely, and maybe you'll be the next lucky person to find a 2017 D Ultra Rare Lincoln penny worth hundreds of dollars. Because in the world of coin collecting, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a lot of money. Would you like me to write a shorter version, 2 to 3 minutes, or a YouTube short-style version, under 1 minute, of this same script too? I can match the tone and make it perfect for your channel.